guess who's back from a long hiatus and holidays. Yes, I miss you all, and finally I'm able to film after all the busyness of the summer holidays. Family was here in Jakarta, and now they're back to go back home in Philippines, and kids settled in their first 2 weeks in school, so adjustment period. I have a grade 1 and I have a grade 6, so all the business, I'm sure all the other moms there watching can relate. So back to our regular programming, and I'm so sorry my June inked pens are a bit delayed. I mean, this is the review. So today I will briefly take you through my June currently ink pens, what do you call this, like a progress report. So this is just a quick one. I do have here 5 ink pens and 3 new Jinhao Minis that I'm just gonna briefly let you know my experience and whatnot. So yeah, and I use this stamp, still horrible with the stamping, to rate the ink level of my pens with the VersaFine stamp pad, black one, Onyx Black. So I get a few comments before, why do I need to know the ink level of my pens? It's for my own personal reference, and how much I love my ink and pen and ink combination, or I don't like it. And it would also be a reminder for me not to put so much ink, or how I can see how much I used my pens through the ink levels of after end of the month. So this was June, and I stopped using these pens last, obviously, June 30th. I'm next video will be my July ink pen, so stay tuned. Hope you already subscribed. If not, please do, would really help my channel. Anyway, moving on, this the June, sorry, I'm getting confused. The June ink pens were my superlatives, just 5 superlative pens. So the first criteria or category was my first ever fountain pen. So this is one of my first fountain pen, because I purchased like 2 or 3 together, but this is one of my favorite. This is the TWSBI Rose Gold in medium, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, fine nib. I inked this up with Monteverde Pumpkin Cake ink, and as you can see, by the way, I don't ink them full. Obviously, it's just half of the entire piston filling here. So now it's almost like enough to write only 5%, I can say. Yeah, so let's just color this. I'm gonna zoom you a little bit, and you will see how ugly and bad this stamping is. Practice makes perfect, guys. So I'm not gonna write again the name of the pen and the ink here, this section, it's here. So this is the, I did write M, yeah, so this is actually medium. And overall, this TWSBI, since it's a medium nib, is quite a wet writer. Plus this Monteverde Pumpkin Cake ink, I think it's a bit on the wetter side. So you can see this, it's still, clogged with some wet part there. So I can rate this, so the ink level is say 5 out of 10, and this pen is, to me, my rating, comfiness, the combination of both the pen and the ink, I can say it's 8 out of 10. Okay, 8 out of 10, the rating. Let me just remove this. This is the rating here. And the notes, I love how smooth this combination is, this combo, pen and ink is. It really gives that ink characteristics showing the brown red shade of the ink. The only downside why it's 8 is it dries a bit longer. Like I said, it's on the wetter side. See, but it's one of my used pens for June. Obviously the ink is finished. Okay, moving on to my smallest pen in the category is the Moonman. This is the eyedropper. I forgot the actual model, but this is the tiniest pen I have, more smaller than the Kaweco. I mean, yeah, size wise. So this is inked up with Noodler's Aircorp Blue Black. So I haven't really used this a lot because yeah, I bought my pens with me when traveling and I'm so scared with the eyedropper, so I left it here at home. So it's obviously still almost full, 90%. I was very generous with inking this with my Noodlers because you know Noodlers inks are always very large, extra large, generous. So I didn't use this up and I'm gonna take it over for my July. I think, yeah, I've already taken this over. Obviously we are in mid-July, so ink is still up to like 9 out of 10, and I'm just gonna shade this out for the purpose of this stamp. Let's give justice to the effort made. And I'm still confused why Aircorp Black here is not that dark. It's a little bit on the turquoise side. It's supposed to be almost navy blue. So I'm guessing there's some leftover ink here from the previous usage, but I already did the ultrasonic cleaning, but it's still there. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue using this. The rate for this overall, this is the ink level, sorry, and this is the rating. It's gonna be, because it's too tiny, but it fits right where my fingers should rest when I write, so there's no unconfidence here or, you know, the distraction. But because it's really tiny, I'm gonna give it just a 7 out of 10. The nib, I have no complaints. This nib of this, I mean this fountain pen nib, I got lucky. Obviously this is a China or, yeah, Taiwan, and I purchased this some long years back, but the nib is quite good. This is a gold plated steel nib only. So this is the Moonman eyedropper with the Noodler's Aircorp, and yeah, the both the inks are both ink and the nib both flows good or wet. So there is no hard start, no skipping with this. As you all know, Noodler's inks are wet inks. So, and this one is, by the way, an F nib. So it's pretty much a normal blue, I must say, like when you're writing. So this is a wet writer. Smooth, that too, it's very smooth, see. So yeah, I'll have to continue using this so I won't waste the ink. Okay, we have more. We need to move fast. Now third on my fountain pen superlatives is my most heaviest pen. I guess this Kaweco brass pen is Kaweco Sport brass pen is my most heaviest pen because obviously it's made out of brass, and yeah, it gives a lot of weight when writing, and our ink capacity here is just 10% left. I actually refilled this already. As you all know, Kaweco, that Kaweco lovers out there, that is our pet peeves, the very tiny converters. So This is still around 10%. I just put like dip or a little bit, load it up for our video. So this is like 2% ink level. Now the combination of this ink, this is inked up with Pilot Chukuzi, whatever, and this nib here is an EF, and I always struggled with the scratchiness of this pen. And this year, I gave it another try, and put it back on my rotation. And surprisingly, this Pilot Chukuzi is a good combination because it never feels very scratchy, and it doesn't skip a bit at all. Although, to be honest, Kaweco brass nibs, Kaweco in general, my pens, there is like a hard start for some, especially on EF nibs. So this time, this pen, it's quite good. So I'm gonna rate this with 8 out of 10. 8 just because of the weight, but obviously you can already imagine before purchasing a brass nib, a brass pen. So this is this combination is very good. No scratchiness. So I already know that no hard start. It really writes like a medium, guys. Look, even though it's an EF. So I know Kawecos are German nibs, so they are a little bit on the bolder side, but with this EF, it's really scratchy and thin. But with a Pilot Ink Iroshizuku line, maybe the Chukushi as well, the entire line of Iroshizuku is a good pair for your Kaweco pens. So no hard starts, no scratchiness, and yeah, I just love this combo as well. So we have a tie here. So since it's almost finished, I'm gonna wash it up and let it rest. See you next season. And another superlative of mine is the most thinnest pen, narrowest or thinnest, however you call it, is my Muji aluminum fountain pen. So this is a cartridge only, and I fill it up by syringe. And again, this is almost, it's still there, it's not finished at all. It's more than half. I think I rarely use this. I don't know, maybe because it's so thin. Surprisingly, this is aluminum, but it's very lightweight. So I'm not sure it should be lightweight. I'm really bad at, describing materials here. But yeah, this is gonna go to my next rotation because it's still like a lot. 8 out of 10 ink level. This is inked up with Diamine Writer's Blood. So we're gonna use this again until, yeah, it's until here. Okay, overall feel, I don't really navigate towards, grabbing this all the time, but yeah, I can say it's just a 6 to me now that I have a lot of other options of pens. But I wanted to try this out. Maybe in the future, it's just not my love for very thin pens, so maybe my daughter can use it. It's not that expensive though, and then pen able her someday. This is the combination for the nib. I have no issues. It really writes like smooth, normal, but I think with the Diamine ink, I think it's more wet this time. I've tried this last year with a more drier ink, maybe, what was that, a Sailor or something, but this one is onto the wetter side. Wet combo, as you can see, but it dries. Diamine ink dries fast here. Wet combo, it's tolerable, but yeah, it's just that the width of the pen is too narrow for me. Do you ever feel like there are certain pens that your handwriting makes it very good? I mean, I know I have a disaster handwriting, but sometimes when you really write up like my platinum, I really like it writing with them because I can control my handwriting and I can, you know, there's discipline and make it look better. And my next pen as well. So this is my thinnest, and now we're going to the biggest and most my beast pen here, my Benu. So this is one of the pen that makes my handwriting really good. So I therefore conclude by my own experience that if I have a more broad, a more thick pen, it makes me have a control when I'm writing more than the thin and narrow pens. So this is the Benu Euphoria with the EF nib, steel nib. And let's see with the, oh, it's finished. I hope it will still write. I inked this up with the Sailor Shiguri, and it's in on the purple, bluish purple side. So this is almost not there. Let's hope it will write. It's still right. See, it's a wet writer. It's just 1 out of 10, I guess. EF, but we will see how it writes. And I really like this. This is my winner. As you can see, it's finished. My favorite this month. Not that this handwriting is the good one, but whenever I journal, this is a quick live on cam review, so I cannot do my own and, you know, speed it up. This is my favorite. I have nothing to say. The combination as well is making it more like a fine or a medium rather than an EF. So Sailor and Benu pen combination is quite very good. Okay, I know some sailors are really dry. Now the 3 addition ones I got, these are the 3 ones that arrived in the middle. So I mean, I think end May, so I had to add this on my June lineup just to test these pens. And I think, where's my cheat sheet? I think this Vinta, these old Jinhaos are inked up with Vinta because I'm scared to put my Vintas and the more expensive pens. So I got these 3 Jinhao Minis in purple, green, and blue. I'll have to. So this Vinta Lilac Jinhao 82 Mini is inked up with, Jinhao. What am I saying? This Jinhao is inked up with Vinta Fortaleza. I got this free ink, I think, from Geekai Crafts last year. And let's see. Yeah, this by the way, this smallest tiny pens, pocket pens, there's a lot of flow of ink coming out. Yeah, obviously it's a medium, so the capacity is not that much, just so you know. And it's just maybe around 10 left as well, or 2 out of 10. Yeah, so this is the Vinta Fortaleza ink, and this is my favorite among the 3. Spoiler. Yeah, this is in medium, and really love the nib and how smooth it writes with this ink. See, you can see for yourself the ink sheening is coming out. Vinta is like that, as you all know. And Jinhao, again, cheap pens, so you will get a hit or miss with a nib. And this one, I'm lucky. Next is the green one, which is inked up with Vinta Kayangan. Again, another Vinta. I'm exploring my Vinta with this ink, and as you can see, it's almost finished. Just because maybe it's tiny and I use them a lot when writing. or journaling. So this is again almost not there, or it's not there anymore. Huh, that's sad. And this one is just a sample ink, so I won't be able to refill it now. I can write with my this thing. Let's just pretend that this is the Vinta. Zero, finished, done. And yeah, again, another favorite because it's finished. And if you want to see the actual ink color, it's like this green. I don't know if the camera is catching it. It's a dark forest green, the kayangan. Okay, so this is again another favorite. I've got this in EF, so it's quite thin, EF, and good ink pen combo as well. I can't really say because it's all inked up with Vinta, but the pen, the nib are all perfect for me. That's why it's almost finished. Last but not the least is the the blue Vinta. Sorry, Jinhao, I keep saying Vinta, with the Vinta Julio ink. It's as well finished, but I think I can recall this is my least favorite among all. The nib has an issue for me, so it's not there anymore. And this is Julio, is looking like a starred blue. If you have a what do you call this, Ferris wheel ink, and it's still right, so it's fine. I can rate this as 6 out of 10. Not so much. Maybe it can be the factor with the ink in love with this, but yeah, there's Jinhao dries up when I like, there's a hard start, but with this particularly the nib, I have an issue, scratchiness. I tried to fix it on my own, so yeah, this is my least favorite among the three. But if you're looking to buy a Jinhao Mini, then go for it. It's cheap and it's really a good go-to pen you can bring anywhere, not to worry lost, broken, So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm going over time with my review for June. I have around 8 pens to review instead of 5, so I won't take for long. And yeah, this was my concept for June, and I'm gonna film the July currently inked as well. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for sticking around. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.